Hey Simmers, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you have been here before. This video is about the Sweet Life mod by Lot 51, which allows you to have a functional and realistic hotel or motel in your Sims 4 game. I'm gonna play with the mod a little bit, and of course I'm gonna show off my build. And if you've already played with this mod, I would love to hear what interesting things you've done with your hotel or your motel. But before I get into it, I'm gonna ask that if you find this video useful or helpful, please let me know by hitting the like button. If you have something to say, let me know in the comments, and for more content, please subscribe. So it's okay if y'all don't like my build, because I love my build. I put a lot of effort into this build and I spent a lot of time on it. And I even started creating my own custom content. So the sign that you see, the stand that says vacancy, the rooftop sign, all of the signs in the window, I created myself. Most of them are base game, but the open signs, the retail signs basically are from Get to Work. So I did recolor them, and I also modded them so that they are unbreakable, weather resistant, and you can toggle animations off and on by just clicking on the sign. Now, some of you may prefer broken signs. I personally don't, and if you prefer signs that don't break, you can download these. I will provide a link for the build and all of the custom content in a pinned comment, which should show at the top of this video. I did make a few other things which I will share in a little bit, but before I do, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my Sims that will be traveling to the Heartbreak Hotel. You may have seen these Sims if you have watched some of my other videos, because they have appeared in some other videos. This is Star Battle and her man, Victor Zapata. Star is the sister of Demetrius and Demarcus Battle, who are the founding members of the notorious 15th Street Gang. She's also an aspiring artist, and her man Victor is unfortunately a gang member who works for her brother, so he is also a member of the 15th Street Gang. And Star's family has always kind of protected her from that lifestyle, so she does own this apartment building in San Myshuno, which is the old Salt House building, and her and Victor share an apartment there. Unfortunately, the building is right next door to the 15th Street Gang headquarters. Star has been trying to get Victor to open his mind to other things, because she's just really not about that life, and she doesn't like drama and violence at her doorstep. But unfortunately, Victor does bring some drama. While I was filming the outside of this building, Eric Lewis, a member of the Newcrest Thugs, came up and started a brawl with Victor. And of course, Star came to check on her man. She loves him, but she really is not into all of this. And she thinks that they should probably get away, or maybe even move away. I mean, it's just not safe out here. How is this man just gonna come up and attack him right outside the 15th Street Gang headquarters? That is super bold, and I don't know where the rest of the 15th Street Gang is, but Victor has no protection. And this man, Eric, is just walking around like he's safe. And it looks like Star is flirting with him. The disrespect. I mean, I don't know if he's flirting with Star or Star is flirting with him, but I think Victor needs to fight him again, because that is just so disrespectful. So he didn't even get a chance to fight him, and Eric attacked him in his own hood again. And Star is clearly minding her business, like this is not even happening behind her. But I'm gonna have them go on a vacation tomorrow. I'm gonna have them get a good night's rest tonight. But while they're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what build mode looks like for the hotel. Okay, so I went into build mode on another game just because I wanted to show this from the perspective of someone who may be installing a hotel for the very first time. So I'm on the Caminito del Deseo lot in Ciudad Enamorada, and I'm gonna place my Heartbreak Hotel. The first thing that I'm gonna do is change my venue type to hotel from residential. If you're new to the Sweet Life mod, if you have not already done this, you will need Zerbu's venue list or Basemental's venue list to add the hotel venue type to your list. And if you save the lot to your library or the gallery, it will save as generic. So if you place the lot, you will need to change the lot type to hotel again. My hotel has been placed down and I am meeting the lot requirements, which are a bed, waste disposal, and the concierge bell. So the concierge bell comes with the mod. It was designed by HedoneSims, and pretty much all of your settings are going to be controlled through the concierge bell. You can find it under hotel items or also decorations, and it comes in a lot of different swatches. So another thing that comes with this mod is this neon vacancy sign that displays the vacancy status at the hotel or motel. It's not 100% accurate, and sometimes a new guest has to sign in order for it to update. So the last thing I'm going to talk about in build mode is the laundry room. So you can offer laundry services at your hotel or your motel if you have laundry day. And another thing that I did was mod the washer and dryer so that they are unbreakable and fully upgraded, and you can download those if you want to. Okay, moving on to settings, I'm going to show you what it looks like if your hotel has never been set up and a sim is visiting the lot for the very first time. I'm doing this in a different game because my game with my other sims has already had this lot set up. Just in case anyone had any questions about the setup part, I just wanted to go ahead and do this in another game so you can see from the beginning. So my sim has shown up to the lot and it says the hotel is not quite open for business. That's because we have not assigned any rooms and staff entry or anything else. So we're gonna assign rooms by clicking on the hotel doors, as you can see me doing here, and setting them as guest room entry. So under hotel management, set hotel door type, and you're gonna set them to guest room entry. And you wanna make sure that there is only one entry and exit to the outside so that your guests know where to go. You also need to set the hotel entrance. So I'm gonna set my hotel entrance, and you need at least one staff door. So the staff door needs to be outside of your kitchen, basically, if you're gonna have room service and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my staff door here. And since we are offering table service at the hotel, we also need to set tables where Sims are able to order food from. So I'm gonna go ahead and set all of the tables in the diner for table service. I haven't tried it outside, but it might work. I mean, I would think it would work out there as well. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and make the diner have table service. And I'm gonna set the banquet tables up for the continental breakfast. So everything I think should be set up as far as the surfaces and the doors go now. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to the concierge bell and I am going to add some perks to the hotel. So again, on the concierge bell, I'm gonna go to hotel management, manage hotel perks. And for this hotel, I'm gonna have 24-hour pool and hot tub, 24-hour services, bar service, continental breakfast, room service, and table service. There's no reason to have quiet hours in this hotel. But anyway, I'm also gonna change the settings here. So we are allowing guests to bring suitcases. I will allow played households. I'm going to remove children, infants, and toddlers, and also teens, because this is an adult-only hotel. Fame level, we will allow a maximum of 5, because why do I need to keep celebrities out? And we're gonna customize the hotel icon to the little woohoo thing, because this is kind of a woohoo hotel. And I am going to change the room service multiplier from 100% to 50% by typing in a 0.5. And I will do the same thing for the table service. So one thing to keep in mind if you're playing with this mod is that if you go into build mode, all of these settings get deleted and you have to enter them again. And do not go into build mode while you're playing, because it will kick all of your Sims out. Okay, so the last thing I need to do to complete the setup is to customize my kitchen menus. So of course you can do this for breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, and continental breakfast if your hotel is offering continental breakfast. So you can add as much as you want to the menus, and your custom food should show up as well, but just keep in mind again that if you go into build mode, all of the stuff that you chose for your menu will get deleted. I think there are some menu presets as well that should populate your menu. But anyway, I've had to recreate my menus I don't know how many times. But the last thing I'm gonna do before I get out of this game is I am gonna go ahead and click on the hostess stand because I do want to hire a hostess to seat guests. Okay, so those are the settings. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming with Victor and Star. So today is a new day and I'm gonna have Victor and Star travel to the Heartbreak Hotel after they fulfill some of their needs and pay their bills. So Star has packed her easel and I'm gonna have Victor grab the suitcase. So you'll get a new interaction on the suitcase that says pick up suitcase. Not that there's any real benefit in this situation because there's dressers in the hotel room, but that might be beneficial if there were no dressers. So also under travel, you get an interaction that says travel to hotel. So he's gonna travel to the Heartbreak Hotel with Star. The Heartbreak Hotel is a boutique retreat nestled in picturesque Ciudad Enamorada. Whether you're mending a broken heart, embracing solitude, or simply indulging in a peaceful or romantic getaway, the Heartbreak Hotel provides the perfect escape. It isn't just a place to stay, it's a journey toward renewal. Whether you come alone or with friends, you'll leave feeling lighter, stronger, and ready for your next chapter. So the reason that the perks and the room information shows up there is because my sim has traveled to this lot before. If your sim is traveling to the lot for the first time, it will show nothing but just the description. Okay, so Victor and Star have arrived at the Heartbreak Hotel ready to enjoy their vacation. And I'm not gonna go through the settings again since I already did that and this hotel is already set up. So the perks that you saw are the same as what you saw in the setup that I did earlier. This is an adult-only hotel with 24-hour pool and hot tub, 24-hour services, continental breakfast, room service, and table service. Okay, so I'm gonna have Victor go ahead and check in now from the concierge bell. Okay, while Victor is checking in, I should probably mention that I am using the Auto Spawn Employee mod by Little Miss Sam. This is how I'm able to have a barista at the coffee bar and a vendor at the buffet. If you're not familiar with that mod, you can check out my video. I made one before about the mod and it is a must-have for me. But anyway, Victor is ready to check in and it says all of our available rooms have a highlighted door. Put walls up, select a guest room door and check in to room to complete your check-in. Okay, before I have him check in, I am gonna go in and rename all of the guest rooms. I did make these hotel doors, so I put numbers on them and I want the guest room names to match the numbers. So I'm putting all of the bottom floor to 101 to 104, and on the top floor, I'm gonna make the rooms 201 through 204. I'm pretty sure that I have done this before and I'm not really sure why it didn't save. Or maybe it went into build mode, I don't know, but that's one of my very few complaints about this mod is the not saving or that things delete when you go into build mode. But this really is one of my favorite mods and I think that Lot 51 did a really good job with it. And now just to take a look at all of the hotel rooms, I did do each room differently in different colors. I try to give it a different feel in each room since this is a boutique hotel. And the price per night of each room is based on the furniture in the room. So if you're gonna have like a better bed, then the room is probably gonna cost a little bit more. Another thing to keep in mind is when you are building your own hotel, just make sure that all of your staff room and guest room and whatever entry doors are facing outward so the arrows are facing to the outside. Because if you put them on backwards, your guests and your staff will not know where to go and you'll definitely have some issues. Again, I really had fun with this build. I try to make it really colorful, a little tacky. But I have fun. Like I don't know, if you've seen my builds before, then you know that I like a lot of flashy and colorful things in my builds. I don't think we get to do it that much in real life, so I really kind of like doing that in The Sims. And these phones are from that Blast from the Past event. I think that if you download a build with them in it, you should still get it even if you didn't do the event. I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, I put hampers in each room as well because I am offering a laundry room so that guests can do laundry, because I do have the laundry day pack. Okay, so now that we've seen all of the rooms, I'm gonna have Victor check into guest room 202, which is $377 per night, and we're gonna check in for 3 days. Alrighty, so the notification says check-in complete. You are all checked in to guest room 202 at Heartbreak Hotel, and we have been assigned places on the bed. So in addition to table service and room service, we also have the vendor that's being spawned by the auto employee mod and the bartender, which serves bar food at the bar. To show you some of my CC, because I'm just so proud of myself, I'm just showing you that you can toggle my sign off and on with animations, and that they are all weatherproof and unbreakable. So also made the animated sign outside of the diner that lights up at night and the stand in front of the hotel entry. The sign will display the vacancy status for apartments or Lot 51 hotels, and if for some reason it's not correct, you can use the toggle to change it. Okay, so back to Victor. He is chilling in the room, and I'm gonna have him order some room service. And your sim can order room service from their phone, and they're supposed to be able to get it to their room. So you can order the same way you do with table service for each sim individually. So the room service actually never came. Victor waited for a really long time, but the food just didn't come. So him and Star headed over to the diner for a late night meal. And they did get their food at the diner. They did enjoy their meal, and they sat and talked until the wee hours of the morning. So most of the time, the table service runs really smoothly. But one of the things that I noticed is that sometimes there's something like one of the platters or something blocking the refrigerator or the stove, and it prevents the chef from cooking or the porter from picking things up. So always check the kitchen if your Sims are not receiving their orders. So the couple retired to their room really early in the morning to get some rest. And I guess they're gonna go ahead and sleep in since they went to bed so late or so early. So it looks like the breakfast buffet starts at like 6:30 in the morning, or the continental breakfast. And I guess I'm trying to live through my Sims because I really want them to catch the continental breakfast. When I'm on vacation, I always want to catch the breakfast buffet if I'm somewhere that has a breakfast buffet. So I'm going to try to wake my Sims up and get them to the breakfast buffet. Even though they're tired, they can go back to their room and go to sleep, but they need to get some breakfast. I really think the food spoils entirely too quickly at these tables, because it takes a sim so long just to walk over to the buffet and get some food, but it looks like the porter just added more food, so I guess that's some fresher food. So let me try to have my Sims get to the buffet. So Victor was able to catch the buffet even though the food was barely fresh, but Star, on the other hand, she had a little bit of an issue because the food spoiled by the time she was able to sit down. So I had to pause and prevent her from eating this food so she doesn't get sick. Meanwhile, Quentin Sweeney, leader of the New Crest Thugs, is at the hotel dining at the diner with the Salvadoran drug dealer. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but apparently Victor cannot get away from the gang life. And later on Friday, Star ended up having to put out a fire in the diner because a fire broke out at the bar. So much for just relaxing and getting away from it all. There has been so much drama on this vacation. But anyway, Star and Victor are gonna eat at the diner again because it is a reliable place to eat. They don't get room service. So it's either been the buffet, the bar, something from the coffee shop, or the diner. After dinner, Star got to do some art. She did paint from reference. She painted a picture of the front of the diner. And I am using a mod to remove the filter that makes this look grainy. But I'm actually gonna hang this picture in the diner, so if you happen to download this picture will be in the diner. She also painted a picture of the outside of the hotel, which I will have hung in the diner as well. So if you download the build, you get some original Star Battle artwork. While they were sleeping, I went on and hung the artwork in the diner. And Victor and Star did get a good night's sleep. I'm hoping that they can catch the breakfast buffet in the morning. Okay, so checking on the breakfast buffet, one of the tables does have food on it, and breakfast has been served, but it looks like Victor has other plans. So Quentin was still at the diner dining with the Salvadoran drug dealer, and his bodyguard Valentina was there, and apparently she whooped Victor's ass. He just cannot get away from the gang life. Next time we're going to Sulani, because that is just trifling, and you know, these gang members from the Newcrest Thugs just walk around like they don't even care. But anyway, we're gonna have Victor do some laundry. So I just had him click on the hamper to claim a washer and dryer, and then I'm gonna have him do laundry and add it to the washing machine. And he's still dazed from the fight he just got in. Anyway, I just have to say about the laundry services, the laundry functions really smoothly with this mod, even smoother than just regular use of laundry day. Basically, the Sims add the stuff to the washing machine, they add it to the dryer, and they put their clothes away without you really even having to do anything. And because I made the washer and dryer unbreakable, I really have not had any issues with the hotel laundry service or anything like that. But in the past, I did have the regular washer and dryer, and they did break a lot, and my Sims had fires. I think I even had a couple of unalives in the laundry room. So I won't continue to bore you about laundry because it is one of those boring things in real life and in The Sims, but it does work. Victor did complete his laundry with no issues from beginning to end, so he does have clean clothes to put on. We don't have to worry about him smelling bad because his clothes are dirty. So after doing his laundry, Victor decided that it was going to be a good idea to go chill by the pool, but unfortunately there were other plans yet again. Rocky Green, another member of the Newcrest Thugs, happened to be working at the hotel as a barista. And I guess Rocky doesn't really care about his job too much because he sure came to the pool to have a fight with Victor. And it looks like Victor lost the fight again. And I don't know how he's able to feel safe anywhere, but he was able to get a little time in where he was able to chill in the pool and relax a little bit. And later on, my two lovebirds were able to get a little sexy time in the hot tub. And they also did some things that I just cannot record. Well, I mean, I can record it, I just can't show y'all. But anyway, Victor must have had a really good time because he actually swapped the hot-headed trait for cheerful. So he is no longer a hothead, giving Star hope for change. But anyway, I'm skipping to the next day. The hotel is now 100% booked and there are currently no vacancies. And they're just gonna spend their last little bit of time sleeping because they have not slept a lot. They did a lot of other things. So until it's time for checkout, I guess they will stay in the bed because otherwise they just end up getting in, or I'm sorry, Victor just ends up getting into fights with Newcrest Thug members. He clearly cannot avoid them. Next time we go into Sulani because it's just been too much, and I hope that there's not Newcrest Thugs in Sulani because they just don't even know how to go out of their world and not harass people. So since it's almost time for my Sims to check out, I just want to say that I really do love this mod. This is a must-have mod for me at this point. I've been playing with it for a while. I think there's a little room for improvement, but Lot 51 has been doing such a good job with improving the mod over time and just adding new features. So at this point, it is definitely a must-have for me. And the vacation is now about to end for Victor and Star. I'm not going to extend it this time because they already stayed for 3 days. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel and end the vacation and send them home. Will Star stay with Victor if he continues to stay a gang member? Who knows what the future holds. But anyway, that's for another video. But I'm going to go ahead and conclude this one here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it to this point, you are a real one and I truly appreciate you.